So today we're diving into something a little unusual. We're not looking at a research paper or a book. Instead, we're exploring a project from GitHub. Yeah, a place you probably associate more with code than, cosmology. But this project, the Physics Emergence Framework, is this really ambitious attempt to build a unified theory for understanding the very fabric of reality itself.
Right off the bat, the project hits you with this powerful, almost philosophical statement. It really sets the stage for what we're about to see, which is as much about intellectual honesty as it is about physics. It makes you stop and think, right? What does that even mean? Well, let's find out.
So, what is this thing? Well, it calls itself the Reality Protocol, and its whole purpose is to be a conceptual tool, basically a new way of thinking, a way to think about how reality might just emerge from a single point of origin, unfold into the incredible complexity we see all around us, and then, eventually, return to where it started. It's a huge idea, and it all begins with one simple cyclical concept.
Okay, so how on earth do you even begin to tackle a question that big? Well, this entire framework is built around one single central idea, a cycle. This is the engine that drives everything else we're about to get into.
And here it is. The core principle is this constant flow from unity to multiplicity and then right back to unity. Just imagine reality starting as pure absolute simplicity, like a dimensionless point, what they call unity. Then it expands out into the unbelievable multiplicity of our universe with all its dimensions. And finally, it contracts back to that simple starting point. It's kind of like a grand cosmic breath, in and out.
Now, what's really fascinating here isn't just the theory itself, it's the story of its own evolution. The creators really took this philosophy to heart. They call it truth through simplicity, and it led to a complete transformation of the project.
And just look at this slide, it shows that change perfectly. On the left, you see where the project started, a tangled mess. We're talking multiple frameworks, confusing documents, vague claims about math, but look at the right, that's where it is now, a single, clear line of thought. One unified framework, one clear document, and a real commitment to being totally transparent. It's such a great lesson in cleaning up your own ideas.
So how'd they pull that off? Well, they stuck to these 4 guiding principles. First, they consolidated everything, just got rid of all the redundant stuff. Second, they decided to be brutally honest about what the framework can't do. Third, and this is a big one, they got really clear about the status of their math. And finally, they focused only on the core ideas that actually mattered.
And this brings us to what might be the most unique and, honestly, the most admirable thing about this whole project. To get that clarity they were aiming for, they created a simple but really powerful system for labeling every single mathematical tool they use. It all boils down to the super simple 3-part key. If you see a check mark, that's the real deal. Rigorous, proven math, like Hilbert spaces, things that are universally accepted. If you see the approximately equal to symbol, that means it's a model or an approximation. It's useful, for sure, but it's not a fundamental law. And if you see the diamond, that means it's a conceptual or philosophical idea, a tool for thinking, not a proven equation. I mean, this system is just a masterclass in being upfront and honest.
And speaking of honesty, the project is incredibly clear about what it offers versus what it doesn't. Because with a topic this huge, knowing a project's limits is just as important as understanding its ambitions, right?
So what do you actually get with this framework? Well, first, you get a conceptual model for thinking about reality. You get potential new directions for research. You get that crystal clear distinction between what's proven and what's just an idea. And they even give you a Python implementation so you can actually play around with these concepts yourself.
Okay, so on the flip side, what don't you get? This part is really important. The project doesn't give you testable predictions for experiments. It has 0 technological or medical applications. And most importantly, it does not claim to be proof of how reality is actually structured. It's a tool for thought, and it's completely honest about that.
And that, right there, is the key takeaway. The real value of this project isn't about giving us final answers or some proven new machine. Its value is in offering a coherent, honest, and organized way to think about some of the biggest questions we can possibly ask. It's like a philosophical playground, but one built with the precision of a programmer.
So, I guess I'll just leave you with this final thought. In a world that is just flooded with complex, sometimes overhyped scientific claims, maybe the most valuable thing a framework like this one can offer us isn't a revolutionary theory, but a revolutionary commitment to just being honest. What do you think?